Good afternoon. In this video, we are going to go over last week's trade and the weekly recap. Before we get into the recap, just want to point out that I finished last week with 13 wins and 1 loss for a win rate of 92.86% for the week. And I finished the month of December with 75 wins, 15 losses, and 1 flat, which is a win rate of 83.52% for the month. So I met the monthly goal of 80%, so that made me very happy. Now tomorrow I will post my yearly stats for the entire year. I am very consistent every week, every month, and my yearly stats will show that too. So you can also go on Twitter and see the past alerts for the week. And that said, I will get started. You can see the alerts on my Twitter account and in the Discord room too. So we started out with Baba. I just had one play on Monday, which was Baba calls, what day is the 28th right here. So Baba was on watch because, you know, it's been having a big dump. So it's been dumping because of the thing with China and cracking down on Baba's dominance or whatever. So, you know, you can see right here on the hourly, it got hammered here on Friday. This is Friday, and it just got hammered more on Friday. So I was watching for a reversal on Monday because it gets so far disconnected on the hourly from the RCT trend line. As you can see, every time it gets disconnected or far away from it, it likes to come back to it, acts as a magnet. So that's what ended up happening throughout the week. But I grabbed Baba 240 calls at 84 cents at 9:44, which was right in here when I broke this little area right here. I actually got it on the second candle, so I actually took it right here, the 220 area. But I've been avoiding the first 10-minute candle because it just gives you so many false signals. That's an hourly, I can't show you there, but yeah, I'm sure I'll come across one. But the first 10 minutes is when they like to shake you out, or it doesn't have a clear direction yet. So I always wait out the first 10 minutes. So, but they ended up going from 84 cents to $1.50 in that little pop right there. So, but I ended up grabbing Baba again overnight. I grabbed him again at on Monday at 11:41, which is right here, right in here, because as you can see, I remember this, it had an ascending triangle going on. You can see that it's making higher lows, that it's flat topping right here. So usually that's a bullish sign, and because you have this like slightly bottoming out on the hourly, that I thought that it was gonna end up having a big pop. And it didn't, and it just chopped and chopped and chopped. So I stayed in it with the assumption, okay, I mean, as long as it stays above VWAP, I mean, I'm fine with it, and it did do that. So those Baba calls were the 240s again, because which was the first ones I got on Monday? Yeah, they were 240s. So I grabbed the 240s again, and at 65 cents this time, and the previous time, the early morning was 84. Yeah, I got them cheaper. I got them at 84 cents here, and then I got them here at 65. So as you can see, it just this chop just destroyed the premiums on Baba. So I held them overnight, and I'm glad I did, because it had a big gap up, as you can see right here, and they went from 65 cents to $3.05 if you held all the way through. So that was a 350% move. So I was definitely pleased with that. Now the other play I had 2 more plays on Tuesday, and this was SPY was the next one. I had SPY puts at 9:53, which was right here, right when it broke down. It had a big gap up, and you can see right here, if you were to go to first 10-minute candle and think, okay, I broke above this, it was a call move because it broke pre-market. This consolidation area started to break it, then it just got slammed. So I mean, this happens all the time. That's why it's not a good idea to trade the first 10-15 minutes because of those non-directional moves or fake outs, I usually call it. So I waited it, and then it had this little green candle, then it came back down, pushed below these two previous candles. So that's when I ended up grabbing the SPY 372 puts at 60 cents, and they went from 60 cents to $1.92, which is a 200% move if you held all the way through. Then I had Facebook puts. Facebook puts didn't work out as well as I thought they would. Where are you on the 28th? Not 28th, 29th. Now, see, Facebook had the same strong move right here, and it's getting disconnected a little bit from the RCT trend line, which is the orange line. So I grabbed Facebook 272.50 puts at 87 cents at 11.15, which was right here. As you can see, it started to drift up, but it was making like inside candle after inside candle, and it broke out a tiny bit. Then it was another couple inside candles, and then it broke out just a tiny bit and it rejected. So when it broke below these three previous inside candles right here, that's when I ended up grabbing them. So I got them at 87 cents, and it didn't drop much. I mean, it dropped to the 37 EMA, which is the white line right there, and just held that. And so they went from 87 cents to $1. And most of the week was pretty choppy here and there, and it seemed like every time I got into a play, it ended up chopping on me, and it was very frustrating and annoying to deal with and watch. So then I ended up grabbing Facebook again. Puts on Wednesday, I believe. It was 30th Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. I grabbed him at 9:36. Now, as you can see, Facebook, because as you can see right here in the hourly, this is a strong move it had on Monday. Then this is where we had it. It started to pull back right there. So it did dump on Wednesday. So that's what I was looking at. I mean, as you can see, like you look back here, it has a strong move, and it's slightly downward, then it has a big dump, and every time it gets away from this RCT trend line, that's when I start looking at them. So I did grab the 272.50 puts at 89 cents at 9:36. So it didn't quite wait out the first 10 minutes, but it broke below the pre-market lows, and because it was chopping in this area the day before, that I thought that below this area of 277 was the area to go. So I did grab them. They went from 89 cents to $1.68 if you held all the way through. Then I ended up grabbing Zoom. Zoom was one that chopped on me, which was right here. I was actually watching Zoom for a bounce, and it didn't quite bounce off the 350 area, so I was watching that for a bounce on Wednesday. So I was actually looking for a calls over like 360, but I never really got over there when it opened. So then it started to get weak and get around the 350 area. So I was like, okay, this is a critical point on the daily. I'll show the daily really quick. I mean, you can get this like little line right here at this point in time. This is Tuesday, and this is Wednesday. So this was a major like line in the sand for Zoom. So let me get back to the hourly. Okay, so I grabbed 330 puts at 80 cents at 9:44, which was right here. I grabbed them right in this candle right here, right when it broke down below VWAP, and it broke down below this area of 350, so 350-50-ish area is where I got it. Then it like started to jump up, get over VWAP, but it was still in a bear flag pattern, so I wasn't too concerned about it. Then it dumped right here, but it just didn't dump much. This little area right here just smash the put side because it's at 351 and the puts were 330, so they're pretty far out of the money. But Zoom was holding the premiums fairly decently, but they just chopped, and when it started to move, it didn't really move that much. So they went from 80 cents to $1 in this little push right here. So that was a small win and not too bad. Then I got caught in SPY chop. It just seemed like every time I was in something, it just chopped on me. So I just it was very annoying. I got 372 puts at 1014, which is right here. No, right in here. Yeah, right in this candle, right in here. There was this big red candle, and I grabbed it right. I think it was right in here. Yeah, it was right in this area. I grabbed it. I want to say I grabbed it in this red candle, right in here, because that makes logically why I would grab it. On the pattern, you know, to break down below right here. I mean, it went up a little bit, then it failed to get above 373, and it quickly got rejected. So I ended up grabbing the 372 puts at 45 cents, and it just chopped and chopped and chopped. But it made a descending triangle right here. I mean, it was making lower highs, and it's flatlining right here at the 372 area. So I was very comfortable holding through the chop because the pattern was playing out in the bearish side, which I had put, so I was anticipating it. But when it did finally break after all this nonsense chop right here, it kind of killed the play. So they went from 45 cents to 59 cents. It just that's just been the theme of the week most of the time, that it's just been chopping and on me. So I mean, I swear, I mean, just every time I got into a play, I just chopped. I mean, I just it was very annoying. And I grabbed SPY and SPX puts at 1133. Okay, I'm trying to blow this up. 1133, right in here. Right there. I grabbed it right there again, because at first I had the other ones right in here, and then I grabbed it again right there at 11. The SPX 3725. They were actually priced pretty decent. That's why I ended up grabbing them. 1133, and it's trading at 3736, and the puts were 3725. So it was only $11 out of the money on SPX. I mean, this early in the day at 11:33, only being $1.25, a couple close to at the money, was really cheap. It wasn't priced to make a move. So I definitely like the draw, but the risk reward right there. So they did end up going from $1.25 to $1.50, but it just SPY and just SPX, which run together, but it just chopped. I mean, it was very. Yeah, I got it in this candle in SPY, and I probably sold it right in this candle right here. If I have to go back and look at the trade, I think I did. I think I ended up selling it right in here when it touched the 200 EMA. And it bounced because it was holding the 20 EMA all the time. And plus, you know, all week I've been getting chopped, so I've been getting kind of in and out fast because of that. So the Friday I had not Friday, Thursday, which was technically our Friday, I had a lot more plays. I had 5 plays in my first loss of the week, so I was trying to go flawless for the week. But I mean, I don't really try to aim to go flawless. I mean, when I get towards the end of the week, like Thursday, I think about it like, oh, I haven't had a loss this week. I'll try to finish Friday without a loss. And every time, I think the last couple of weeks, I've been flawless until Friday, and Friday I make a mistake. So I did the same thing this Friday. So, oh well. Baidu, I grabbed twice at open. Now Baidu, I'll probably have to bring it up in the 1 minute so you can actually see it. Baidu, as you can see, it had a big strong move. I mean, did like right here. I mean, it gets disconnected, comes back. Now, this is the one thing I always talk about, is that when price gets disconnected from the RCT trend line, like it right here gets above it, right here gets below it, and then it gets sucked up to it. It's like a magnet. So when it does get disconnected, one of two things happen. One is that like this instant, it gets pulled to it. It acts as a magnet and gets pulled to it. or it chops and waits for it. Like right back here, I mean, it stayed in this like 194 area and just chopped and brought the RCT trend line to it. It's the same with moving averages. It does the same thing with moving averages. So when I had this big pop right here and got disconnected, and I saw it's like I was thinking about grabbing puts at the end of the day on Wednesday, but I didn't. I ended up waiting because I had a feeling it would gap up, and it did. So, and then I ended up grabbing puts that open. I grabbed. I'm gonna have to go to the room and see the timestamp because of some reason Discord likes to blend my timestamps. So the first one I got the actually they're both 215 puts. I got one at 9:32 right at open, right here. I grabbed it, and they went from let's see, 83 cents to $1.76. I grabbed it right here, right when it started to come up and break back down. Then I grabbed them again at let's see, what was the second time? 9:38, which was right here, right in here. Actually, wait a minute. Wait, let me get my timing back. First one was 9:32, so that's right. I'm on the 1 minute candle. 9:32. I grabbed it right here in this candle. I grabbed it, and they went from 83 cents to 176 right there. Then I grabbed it again at 9:38, which was this candle right here, and I got it the second time at 90 cents. And then went from 90 cents to if you held all the way through, they went from 90 cents to 371 on this big drop. But I had to get it right in here, right there. I don't like watching the 1 minute or 3 minute time frame because it's too much noise. I like to use a 10 minute, but I had to show you on the 1 minute so you actually could see the two areas. But yeah, I got this candle on the first one. On the second one, I was right in here, and that was the rest of the drop right there if you look at it on the 10-minute view. But I mean, just this RC10 trend line and the 200 moving average just had it chop the rest of the day. I mean, I even made a joke in the room that Bubba didn't have my permission to chop without me being in it because I wasn't in it at this point. So it was kind of funny. Then I had EA. Now EA I was watching for a couple days. As you can see on the hourly, it was having an ascendant triangle and the flat topping at the 142.50, and it's making higher lows. So this was a big watch for me on Friday. I should say, sorry, Thursday. So I ended up grabbing EA call 143 calls at 53 cents. I got about 9:45, which was right here, right when it finally did push up over the 142. I think I got it right before I got into the 143, and it had that little pop. So they went from 53 cents to 81 cents. I mean, you were buying at the money. I was buying 143 calls, and it was right around 142.80ish at that time. So they did go from 53 cents to 81 cents in that push on EA. Then I had QCOM. This was, whoops. Why did I just do that? I typed it in the room. My bad. QCOM. I had, let's see, 152.50 calls. Now QCOM, I can get rid of this. I don't need that there anymore. As you can see, I was just watching for it to break this 150 area, and actually, what was it? The area I was looking for was let's see. Yeah, I was waiting for it to break this 152 area, and I ended up having the 152.50 calls, and I got them at 49 cents. Now, what I was looking at was, okay, let me just back this up to another time frame where I can probably see it. Yeah, see, this is what I was looking at over here. As you can see, this in the same area, the 152 area, when it did break out, it had this strong move. So I was expecting we broke out over this 152 area, we were going to get a strong push into like the 154, even 156, because every time QCOM breaks out, it has a strong move. and it didn't have that strong moves, and I held it and held it and held it. And even though I had the 152.50 calls, I mean, I was right there. They even went in the money for a split second, came out, and I was holding and waiting for that big move and big squeeze, and we didn't get it, so they ended up going worthless. Or I got out at 2 cents because I didn't want them to. This last candle, it started to push to 152.50. I didn't want them going in the money and getting exercised, so I had to dump them, so they didn't get exercised. But QCOM will probably be something that's going to be a big watch on Monday, because what I've been noticing is that whenever a chart is set up to have a big monster move, and if it chops on Friday, that it'll end up having its big move. Because I think Roku was one of those that did that. Yeah, because I was watching Roku for puts right here on Friday, and it didn't. So Roku was way too expensive. But Roku had that big dump. I even said in the room that Roku was going to dump, but I thought it was going to dump on Friday, and it didn't. It chopped, and it had its big move on Monday. And that's been the theme lately. So I'll be watching QCOM heavily on Monday for them to finally actually break out. So speaking of Roku, I did have Roku puts on yesterday. I had the 330 puts at 12:05, which was right here, right there. Yep. It came back up, rejected the white line, which is the previous day's close, and pushed back down. So I probably should have got it right here, but I probably wasn't paying attention, and I decided to grab it right here to break the lower day. And the 330 puts I got at 46 cents. So I mean, I'm also looking at, okay, it's trading at 334ish, 333.79 ish. So if it does drop just a little bit, they're going to go in the money. So I held it, chopped, and then I just got out quickly because it was been a chop fest. So they did go from 46 cents to 55, and I think I got out in this candle right here. Then it did finally drop, but it chopped so much, I don't think it got any higher than that anyway. So chop on expiration day is a real killer. So then the last play of the day was BA calls. Now BA. Now I was looking at BA for the same thing. I had this big, it came up, rejected 200 EMA, and had this big flush. So I grabbed 215 calls at 1 o'clock is the timestamp. So I got them right here, right there. It came back down in this harsh movement. I was watching it when it hit this RCT trend line, if it was going to bounce, and it started to, chop, and I wanted to wait for it to break out of this area right here. And when it did break out, that's where I grabbed them. So the 215 calls, I mean, BA is at 213.50-ish at the time. So at 215 calls at 23 cents, I mean, all it needs to move is $1.50 to go in the money, and that BA makes like $10 moves all the time. So if for it to go $1.50 at 23 cents seemed like a really good risk reward, and then it got pushed and then went to 40 cents. So that was a nice little end of the day play on, well, not end of the day, I mean, midday play on BA. Then I called it a day and didn't want to mess up my stats. I had pretty good stats for the week, so I called it for the day. So that was how I did for the week. I do plan on putting out a video about my yearly stats and the 2020, some things I'm just going to go over quickly about the year and stuff like that. So that should come out in the next day or two, and hopefully this recap has helped you understand why I took what I took, and my mentality towards the trade and stuff like that. So this is the purpose of these videos, is to help you understand, and it helps me understand any areas I need to improve on myself. And so make sure you please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching.